too bad. Slowly easing my way back into physical activity.
Oh, careful.
Yeah.
You do have to ease your way through it, otherwise you end up hurting yourself.
I'm very, very good at injuring myself, that's for certain.
I'm not too bad myself. Okay. So, a couple of things. So where are we? And where accent contacts. I think hopefully I've sent everybody, so hopefully people watch this. I should have sent you all a email you received, and I wonder if I did this, and a note about your presentation groups.
Yes.
So I've added, so Chris, your group has 4, and I think the other group has 4 now. So hopefully that works out. I'll just find the email that I have that has that information. One sec.
You're right.
Okay. Sent. Okay, so these are the groups. Oh, hang on. Okay, so this is what the groups look like now. So hopefully I've put you all onto the same thread so you can communicate to me so I can see who's involved and who's not involved. Reza has just contacted me. So group 2, I've given him the information, put you back on the thread, make sure that you guys start communicating about that. But that's about it for that. How are you guys going, Chris, with your presentation?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't started it yet. I've just wrapped up another assignment for a different subject, and I was going to crack into that this week sometime.
No worries. No, all good. Yeah. Okay. Where are we at? Week 5 content. Okay, so a couple of things that you did. I did get you guys to rate yourselves in terms of your leadership skills.
Yes.
So 3, I can't remember the scoring system. Yeah, so 1 is poor, 2 is average, and 3 is good. So we've done that, and we've got some averages that came out from that. So that's good. Basically, I just want you to identify your strengths and the things that you need to work on. And then, I mean, patience would be probably one that I score quite low on. How about you, Chris?
I did that one that gave the snapshot.
Yeah.
And I had like a 71 in patience, which sort of surprised me because I don't think I'm a very patient person.
Yeah, but you'll be surprised when you do things like this that what patience is defined as. And, you know, I think even knowing other skills that is valuable for leadership, and to know what my strengths are and where I score highly based on my own personal impression is helpful to know. All right, so that's leadership. I did get you guys to do the debate. So leaders are born, not made. By definition, a leader is a person who does what's right or good, and a skillful person in the field makes a better leader. I had a look through your comments. Chris, yours is really good. I mean, basically, I got you to debate about something that there is no right or wrong answer for.
Yeah.
In terms of the leaders born, not made, it's important that you have characteristics that make you a leader, but you also need to have the environment and the situation to help create leadership skills.
Yeah.
So the old school thinking was either all or none. So, you know, on one side of the argument now these days, as we can see, the interactional approach says, well, you need both. By definition, a person does what is right or good. I had shown, in fact, I'll show you now, studies. Oh, no. I use this as stimulus for Kim Jong Un. Yes, got some interesting 11 things. Let's get this up. Okay, I want you to watch this.
I hate that ad.
I hate how you have to watch them.
Oh,
Didn't allow me. Right, can you hear and see it fine?
I can see it, not hear it.
You can't hear it.
No.
Okay, I will just send you the link for that. I think that was quite a interesting thing to look at, and to know how he leads his people, the laws that he's put for the population. I just think it's really quite interesting. I'm stop sharing. But yeah, so that acted as a stimulus, and same with, you think of Hitler is another example that comes to question when you talk about right or wrong, good or bad. But again, I read your responses and you're pretty much on the money. No, we don't have an overall being that says what's right or wrong. There is no, different countries have different laws. So, for example, we talk about the Bali Nine. Balinese law is that is done by death. And we're like, oh, we don't have that same law, but we don't have a governing body that's in this universe, we consider this right, or this is wrong. So it's all about interpretation, perception, and that's where we get stuck sometimes. But ultimately, you'd think Hitler and Kim Jong-un are trying to act in the best interest of their people and what they think is good for their people. But the other side are looking at it and go, that's not the good, that is not good. But I'll send you that link as soon as I finish this. It's quite an interesting watch. And then the last statement that we had a look at, a person skillful in the field makes a better leader. I don't know, not all coaches, not all good players make good coaches. You need to know the knowledge of the sport, but you also will need to have effective leadership skills. So you could be awesome at sport and could play it really well, like Michael Jordan. He could read the game inside out. But I've never actually seen him go into a coaching role where he then has to make team decisions about strategy and defence.
Yeah, that's it.
So, I pretty much got you to debate about an answer that you're never going to get because there is no black and white. But what I find about really interesting and encouraging about sports psychology and psychology is you explore all avenues and you look at life in a very different way as opposed to black and white. You're more, it can go several different ways. Okay, then we did the the listening test. So you got scored either an excellent listener, a good listener, a fair listener, or a weak listener. Did you have a go at that, Chris?
I did. Cannot for the life of me remember my score, though.
Yeah, no worries. I think I must have given you guys a link to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, the one thing that I did take from that is the fact that I can catch myself out, particularly when people that are closest to you start talking, you can tune out quite easily and just do the nodding like you're listening, but you're not. You could do a good job with mum. But yeah, so it's about catching yourself out with that stuff. Then I got you to design a communication game. So I had a look at them this morning. Chris, do you want to explain yours again? Yours was the one in the room, the dark room? No?
Oh, no, mine was, I believe it was two people. One would watch a play of a game and the other person was to describe it to them.
Oh, yeah.
And they sort of had to draw the player movements without, like they could ask questions and stuff and see how close their arrows got to where players were situated on the field. To see if the person was listening or describing well.
Yeah, and I think I think all coaches should do that, actually, not just athletes, but coaches should experiment with their explanation styles to see if people can literally hear what they're telling them to do. But that would be a great example of getting people to understand when you send a message, it doesn't necessarily get sent the way that you want it to be, and people will interpret it differently. And then what else did you guys have to do? That's it.
Yeah, there wasn't too much this week.
Cool. Thank God, Chris, because I'm dying. I'm not dying, but I'm not feeling great. All right, cool. Next week is psych skills training and goal setting. There's an inventory I want you to do there, a questionnaire. You have to score it before you come back on, but I've given you the instructions on how to score the 7 subscales. Cool. So do that so we can discuss it, and we'll go from there.
Awesome.
Did you want to talk about anything, Chris?
Not really. I thought, it was all pretty clear, the content this week. It was good as per usual. I'm thoroughly enjoying this unit. It's great.
I love it. So
good. That's the thing.
I know I'm biased, but I kind of think anybody who takes this course, you've got to be intrigued by. It's just
that's awesome. The thing, though, is that your passion for it sort of overflows. Like, you can tell in the lectures that you're keen on it, and even the tutorials, and it makes you feel like you want to study harder, I guess, and it draws your interest. So that sort of helps as well, I guess. But it's super interesting. Yeah, no, it's awesome. Really good.
Although I'm not extremely that keen today, but still love it. All right. Well, look, that's it for today, because it's a fair bit of independent work that you were doing.
Cool.
I'll chase up with you next week. Good luck with that other assignment. Let me know when you get started on the next, and I'll chat to you next week.
Awesome. Too easy. Feel better, Karen. And I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Chris. Have a great one.
You too. Bye.